Welcome to Sheepy Hollow. And here's the #1 sheep. This is Storm. These two characters, that's Ice, the big boy laying on his back letting the puppy, which is Bear, have his way with him. The puppy does an awful lot. It sounds like maybe I'm yelling here. Puppy does a lot of tugging on poor Ice's ears and his face, but he puts up with it and it doesn't bother him too much. And the odd humping by the puppy, which they're getting ready to play. Things will start probably stepping up. They slept all day long. They avoided the heat. They slept from probably noon till 8 o'clock. I gave them on top of their kibble, the puppy kibble, then the 2 adult dog food. I'd say a good 2 or 3 tablespoons each of yogurt. I'm not sure which one I got the last time. I looked for 100% or whatever because I don't eat it. I haven't since we moved back here anyway. Did in the Middle East a lot. But these guys get that. Sometimes they get some coconut oil. Other times, you gonna play? There they go. They're starting to rev up. They got full bellies, so they're happy. Oh, there's another cross humping. It's nice to see you be in the backside there for a change, Ice. Okay, go down and play. Go play, Storm. The puppy's sure getting big. He's a little over 5 months old now, I think. I can't quite remember when we got him, but I remember freaking weeks on end there for the first month he was with us. I was going out 2-3 times a night. Freaking near died over it. Kinda. So today I went and mowed the hill, and I went all the way down there and about another, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile. I did all the wood road right to the back. It was actually getting quite long, longer than I've ever had it since I started cutting it a couple of years back, maybe 3 or 4. And then I cut up to the pump down here, and then I pumped down to the end of the road down there where I usually go every once in a while. It does look like, or possibly exists, that the black flies are over with now. I sure hope so. There's a lot of big deer flies down there, and I seen one fly, freaking thing was about the size of my thumb. It was huge. Anyway, as you can see, it's sun setting in the west. I get out here and I gotta get the weed whacker going, but I had a medical appointment today, so that'd be that. Then I gotta go in here and see if I can clean this up a little bit, because it's too dangerous to go in there with the mower. It'd be probably better off to put, I'd like to get a whole pile of these paving stones, or those cement blocks. Then I could put it all over the place down here, all around there, all the way around this here place here, off the stairs. Get rid of this. This never really worked out. It was kind of freaked up the way that the guy laid the gravel in there. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? That's just an area that's always lots of grass. And that I have to bring the weed eater in here once as well. But, and I still gotta frickin' sort that out, but it's better than having the wood laying out in the lawn here, and that's starting to come back slowly. And I'll have to maybe get the pressure washer out here, and I'll hose that bird feed down. Plus I got to start lugging that firewood through the gate up in here and get the rest of that out of there. We'll burn that first this winter. Get rid of it because it'll be first to grab. Also, there's the wood in the garage. I try to keep that as long as possible. I might take one piece or two if I'm running short for the little fireplace, but we're going to try to replace that as well. That Jotool or Yodel or whatever you want to call it is doesn't really put out the heat much. And we might even light the barbecue up this year. All it is a source of entertainment. A mouse climbs up in there. The next thing, the dogs are on it. Hey, we don't do that here. Right? Up on the table. Come on, up you get. That's a big boy. Let's see, watch these two clowns over here. See? And he just takes it. He's so kind. And Bear, he's not afraid of nothing. I seen a black bear yesterday going to get the gasoline. What do you think? You got a white bear. Do black bears matter? Yeah. They all do. I do have a tiny little patch of lupins down there that I should frickin' dig up before they get all over the field. But I'm kind of looking forward to this young fella coming up here with his old tractor and his combine or whatever he does and knock this thing down, so hopefully I'm around when he's here. That's about mid-July, he said, would be fine. There they go. Okay, what's going to happen this time? Who's there? That's the mighty storm. 110 to 115 pounds. Each of them are the same size. Storm's got more of a pointy nose than ice. Ice has, this is ice here. Hey, ice, look at that. Look at that. You got more of a Newfoundland head, don't you? Well, why don't you come up to the table? Let's have a look at you. Come here. Ice, come on. There you go. Let's have a look at that big head of yours. You got the kindest head. Hey, look. Look at that, eh? Shake a paw. Little guy hasn't quite got that yet. That's about the limit of their tricks. Let's see if this one works. Sit. Sit. What's that? What's going on down there? The big guys usually poop down there. Not that you really need to know. And the odd time you get the odd one up here, my wife's really good at going to pick it up because of my back. At least that's the story I'm sticking with. I do have to climb. I have to put a rope on here. Nice stout rope. And I got to go down here, in there, and try to get as much of the burdocks out as I can before it starts sticking into their hair, because storm, there's no way in hell you're going to get it out of there. And then if you don't, and the seed pod or the burr breaks open, it spreads these freaking seeds everywhere. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can see them or not, we'll see. There's a couple growing in the gate there. I'm not too worried about them, I just mow them. There's a couple of bigger ones in around the fireplace. That's sold side hill over there from the woodshed over to the fence. Down on that side of the hills full of burdocks. And then there's a variety of them in here. But I want to get them out of there because that's where they do a lot of their action with the squirrels and stuff like that when they're here. After I start opening up the bird feeders in the fall. Those big pizza plates did work somewhat. The squirrel cannot say about from the top of the garbage can to that steel rail, the squirrel lands about midpoint between those 2 points. And, well, it's just kind of interesting that, and then they wreak havoc inside there, and there's no way you can get them out of there once they're in there. Until you take all the wood out. So I was going to kind of seal it in, but they don't appear like they're not eating through the walls or nothing like that, so we can leave them for entertainment for the dogs. They don't seem to catch them very much anymore, and rarely get a bird. I don't think they really care. But I'm glad to know that they can do it, just in case, you know. What is it? SHTF? Happens. Now all this will die down and it'll be flat come winter, and then once the snow hits it, it's the dogs are up and down all over the place. But they do make some main trails up here, and one of them is right down here. You can kind of see it where it's broken through there. And along the fence line, of course, they got trails all over the place. Puppy scarred for life. Storm nailed him. Made sure that he understood, and the puppy does. But he's a lot more, let's say, fearless, at least that, than Ice, who just had a whiz. So it was quite the ride today. Once I went into the woods there, only the very first part is good enough that you can cut it to 3.5 inches or 3 inches high. The rest of it you have to raise the deck up to 4, the maximum, and then cut it from there. Last year I did cut it at 3, but I was always hitting freaking rocks. So now that I got that axe thing all sorted out, I can take that down with me one day and just see if I can dig up a couple of big rocks. And if I got the cart, I can fill up with a little bit of dirt. Just as you go in there, when you get to that first opening spot before you get to the beaver dam on the road, or the old beaver dam, there's gravel in a bank right there, so I don't have to, it's really easy to get the mower up close to it and the cart. So I can throw a bunch of rock in there and then dig a rock out and pack it full of whatever kind of, it's like a gravelly kind of a stuff. But it doesn't matter, just as long as it fills the freaking hole and I don't have to deal with alert. My wife could be coming home, I don't know. You need to be a goat to get down the side of this thing. It is nice and cool out. I'm not getting eaten alive by black flies. I haven't seen a mosquito. Oh, there's one. There's 2. Spoke too soon. I'd show you more up this way, but you can't see because of the light. Or the light. Yeah, we call that the sun, Bob. There. I guess the sensor's right in the friggin' lenses, I guess. Yeah, that freaking weed eater isn't the greatest thing since sliced bread. It only lasts 20 minutes, the battery, and then you got to come back in here, and I think it takes close to an hour to charge the damn thing. It's kind of like for a union job. All right. Well, thanks for coming along for this short video. The hockey game is in 15 minutes, and I'm going to try to process this quickly right now. Bye-bye. And thanks for watching.
That's all, folks.